After getting swept by Seattle, the Angels used the off day yesterday here in the Bay Area, trying to decompress and start a new series. It's the Oakland Athletics on tap for Game 1 here at the Coliseum. We left you inside our broadcast booth and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and if you're going to start a new streak as far as winning baseballs, you might as well have one of your top pitchers on the mound, and that's what the Angels have, Gooby, in Tyler Skaggs.
Yeah, Victor, he's throwing the ball real well. Take a look at our Carlos Cam replay. What he has done, especially against the AL West this season. 4-0 mark with an ERA 0.91. How's he doing that? He's been able to use his changeup very good. His curveball's always been money for him, be able to get a swing and miss. He's thrown about 32% of his pitches have been curveballs, but he's been able to throw for a strike, and he's also able to expand the strike zone with that curveball and get a swing and miss. But four-seam fastball upstairs, which could be important against a couple hitters for Oakland here tonight. He also threw really well here beginning part of the season in Oakland, went 6 1/3 shutout. If he wins the game tonight, it'll be a new career high for Tyler Skaggs.
Well, the Oakland A's have struggled against the American League West. They'll have a youngster on the mound by the name of Chris Bassett. The Angels made a bunch of changes as far as their roster. We'll talk about that a little bit more in game, but we are just about ready for baseball here in Oakland. Sit back and relax. Lineups at first pitch when we return.
Trout, sky one high and deep to left. Has he done it again? He has! Big fly for Mike Trout. 23rd home run of the season for Trout. Wow. New opportunity with a redesigned exterior and 31 Highway MPG. Test drive one today. By Mercury Insurance, we're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Welcome back out to the Coliseum here in Oakland, California. The first of a three-game series between the Angels and the Oakland Athletics. We've got some, I see some sunshine there in the Bay. You've got some clouds up above now. It's gotten very cold here. It's going to get cooler. We're starting about 30 minutes earlier than normal because of the fireworks after the game. We'll see if the Angels can start their own fireworks, Scooby, especially with the news today with the 4 players being placed on the disabled list, those guys being Nick Tropiano, Garrett Richards, Jim Johnson, and Zach Kozar.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and Mike Socha, even Kinsler said, baseball doesn't slow down. You play that next day, and this is an opportunity for the team to go out and play some good baseball and pick up a W and get back into that positive mind frame.
Take a look at Mike Socha's lineup for game number 70 of the season. The Angels at 37-32, still 7.5 back to the American League West. Kinsler will lead things off in second. Trout is in center. Upton's in left. Pujols at DH. Valbuena gets a start at third. Jose Miguel Fernandez at first base. Chris Young at right. Jose Briseño gets a start behind the plate. Nolan Fontana with Kozar on the shelf gets a start at shortstop as they take on the 29-year-old right-hander native of Toledo, Ohio. His name is Chris Bassett.
Yeah, you see those numbers down in AAA. He's got 40 strikeouts when he was down there in AAA with 38 in the third innings pitched. My go-tos, though, to be successful against Bassett today is be aggressive on his fastballs. He will throw a 2-seam and 4-seam fastball and make sure curve is a strike. He throws his curve about 20% of the time, and it's a good one, but it's out of the strike zone most time to get a swing and miss, bring it in the strike zone. Fastball is about 90-95, slider, curve, and changeup.
With Trevor Cahill on the DL, it's Bassett that gets the start in his place. We'll take a look at the Oakland A's on the defensive side of things in support of Bassett. Canna's in left, Smolinski's in center, Piscotty's in right. Pinder at third, Simeon at short, Lowry at second, Olson at first, and Fegley behind the plate.
And Pinder plays a number of different defensive positions for Oakland. He's played a pretty solid defensive. He's played some second, short, left, center field, right field, but this is his second start at third base this season. The other start was back on May 18th. He does have a strong throwing arm, which is certainly something you need at that third base position.
And he's going to be probably playing some third base here the next week or 10 days, if not longer. Looks like Matt Chapman, the young third baseman who's having a terrific season, is going to be headed to the DL dealing with a sore wrist. Oakland's had their struggles. They've lost 3 in a row. The Angels have lost 4 consecutive games. See if they can get it going here tonight with Kinsler leading things off. Bassett, by the way, making his third appearance against the Angels' second career start. His first 2 appearances back in 2015. Ian hitting .220, 12 doubles, 8 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Oakland wearing those Kelly green tops. First one tonight. He is in there for a strike. Pat Hober calling the balls and strikes. Nick Lentz at first, Mark Carlson, the crew chief, at second, Brian Knight at third. No balls, 2 strikes.
See, that's that 2-seam fastball. He started off Kinsler with a slider first pitch. That was his fastball about 53%. This is going back to his first start here of the season. 17% slider, 20 curve, 10 change. So that's that curveball he has. It's very important for him to stay balanced. He was not balanced on that curveball.
It's the cool temperatures, 58 degrees at first pitch. That's his season debut. That was against Kansas City. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Really flying open quickly on that curveball. So far, doing a good job as far as not chasing that curveball. Make him throw that curve in the strike zone.
Two. Ian bounces this one to the left side. Simeon, the shortstop, has it. One down.
Mike Trout coming to the plate. Now it's time for the Kia drive to success. And Mike Trout has really been driving the baseball exceptionally well. When you look back over his last 25 games for Trout, batting average at .356. Also has 11 home runs and 20 RBI. On base percentage just under .470, .468. He's also has scored 22 runs, slugging percentage, leading the majors at .833 for that 25-game stretch. He was unbelievable up in Seattle.
Just 7 for 11. 4 home runs.
Well, the amazing thing, they walked him with 2 outs and no one on, and I think it was the 8th inning on Wednesday.
Total of 3 walks in that series picked up for him. .444 on base percentage. 0-1. Ball on a strike. Mike hitting .314 with that big series against Seattle. 16 doubles, 3 triples, 23 home runs, and 45 runs batted in. Leader in that home run category. The top 10 in RBIs. Shoots this one down right field.
What a piece of hit that was right there again for Trout.
1 out, 9.
Talk about staying back, letting the baseball travel, and he lines it in the right field. Just a perfect swing for a hitter right now is completely locked in. Pitch lower part of the strike zone, 92, 93, 105 miles an hour exit velocity off the bat. And to get things going, would not be surprised if Mike Scioscia has Trout on the move here.
Upton takes down and in. Angels left fielder, 254. 8 doubles, 15 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Trout, as usual, off to a pretty good lead. Up to 3 for 11 in the series against Seattle. 1 ball and strike. I've seen the A's shift around a whole lot defensively. About as straight up as a defense as you're going to see in today's baseball, anyway.
Especially after the last couple of series on this road trip with Minnesota and Seattle, how much shifting they put on, especially the Twins. Good count now for some type of movement. Trout on the move, Upton looking for a low fastball.
One out single for Mike. He's over at first base.
So far, when you look at numbers against Bassett in his career versus fastballs compared to his secondary pitches, hitters have hit 280 in their career against Bassett on his fastball with 8 home runs allowed. See those pretty good numbers against his secondary pitches. Slider, curve, and change is 227 with a couple home runs allowed.
Pujols on deck. Bassett now ready. 2-2. Full count. Just missed.
That was a pretty good pitch. Ran a little bit off the plate, that 2-seam fastball. That's the pitch where you look for a number of Angels hitters in this lineup. Trout, Upton, Pujols all hit that low fastball very well.
Trout on the move. This is fouled back in on the hands. Adjusted. We'll have to head back. Trout 13 for 13 in the stolen base category.
Yeah, completely different numbers as far as stolen bases and success rate between these two clubs. The Angels 35 stolen bases been caught 6 times. The A's 12 stolen bases total, 13 times caught.
Leaning a little bit, but able to get back easily. Just underway, an early start time.
Josh Phegley has thrown out about 33% of base stealers in his career. Pretty solid throwing arm.
3-2 again. That's upstairs. Ball 4. Throw doesn't matter. So 2 on with 1 out, and Albert coming to the plate.
My Hyundai key tonight for the Angels to be able to beat Oakland and break that 4-game losing streak.
In the 4th position.
Oh, easy, no limit. That means score and continue to score in this game. We've seen Oakland come back in a number of games against the Angels. So score a lot of runs and keep adding on as the game progresses. Also even go on the offensive side with Tyler Skaggs as far as no limit as far as pitches. He's been able to get well over 100. Pitching very well for the Angels with Tyler Skaggs.
Early opportunity for the Angels. Albert 2 for 13 with Seattle, or against Seattle in that series. Batting .251 now. 10 doubles, 10 home runs, 37 runs batted in. Trout at second, Upton at first. First one in for a strike. Too often you see Albert going with the sleeves. So it's a cool night here. The coolest of breezes blowing inside the Coliseum. It's not just Ken French walking by.
I know. Without the beard.
Without him. So at an even quicker pace.
Yes,
he's already a fast walker.
Yes, he is.
Now he's aerodynamic. Ball and a strike.
Speaking of good speed on the bases here for the Angels, also for Albert, if he get one in the gap, a couple runs could score. Good lead for Upton at first as the trail runner.
And on the hands, pulls it foul.
$18 pitches already thrown for Bassett here.
It was 5-2 against Oakland this year. Little dribbler on the third base side. Bassett barehanded. High throw, and he airmails it. That'll bring home 2 runs, or at least it should. Trout is in. Here comes Upton. And the Angels have a 2-0 lead. Bassett had all day to throw out Pujols, who ends up at second base.
That's one of those plays, too, is you know a runner going down the line. You could field out with the glove, gather yourself, and throw from an athletic position. He catches that in this airmailed it well over Olsen's head, which is not an easy thing to do. That is a tall target at first base for Oakland.
The wrong ballpark to do it in, too.
See, he had plenty of time to use the glove and then got underneath the throw and threw it way over Olsen's head to allow the Angels to get a 2-0 lead here on the mistake. Another error for Oakland. Almost to a pound ball over there.
No RBI. Pujols at second base. Here's Luis Valbuena. First one's upstairs.
And this is one of those times, especially after as a pitcher, when you make a mistake fielding your position, this is when, as an offense, you got to capitalize. You got to score another run or more in this inning after that mistake by Bassett.
Got to be so frustrating for him, too, because he made the right pitch, got Albert way out in front. Would have been facing Valbuena with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Luis is starting third baseman tonight. 227 on the season. He's got Pujols in scoring position. Two balls, 1 strike.
Certainly was a problem last season for Oakland. They led the American League as far as errors made. They were a little bit better this season. .983 fielding percentage, but that error by Bassett huge for the Angels to get an early 2-0 lead.
That's their 45th team error. Skaggs just looking on. He'll take the run support. Three infielders on the right side, 2-1. Luis pops it up. Olsen, the first baseman, calling for it. 2 down. Pujols remains at second base. It'll be up to Fernandez to try to drive him home.
Seen a lot of pitchers try to pitch Fernandez even in off the plate. But with a two-seam fastball, that is a tendency to run back over. This should be a pretty good matchup for Fernandez against Bassett, unless he's able to cut that fastball in on him.
Jose 5 for 16 so far in the big leagues. 2 doubles, 1 RBI. Slow breaking ball drops in there. 69 miles per hour. Big lead for Albert at second. Fastball got right by Fernandez.
The reason why is because that pitch before is 69, a real good differential in the speeds of the 2 pitches that Fernandez has seen so far in this at bat against Bassett. Best fastball so far has been 94. Basically what he'll top out at is his fastball, maybe touch 95.
Flares for this one over to Pinder at third base, and that'll do it for the Angels. But the big error by Bassett gives the Angels a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first. .35 of the season. 10.5 back in the West. Simeon will lead things off as short. Pinder's at third base. Lowry is second. Chris Davis to clean up hitter and DH. Matt Olson at first. Marcana's in left. Stephen Piscotty at right. Smolinski in center. Fegley behind the dish as Tyler Skaggs is on the mound for the Angels, making his 14th start of the season.
And big thing for Tyler. He's been throwing the ball so well at command with all his pitches, especially to be able to throw that first pitch. First strike, my go-tos for Tyler to be successful again tonight, especially against this Oakland lineup. Is that first pitch strike, get ahead of the count and expand up and down. That means run that fastball upstairs and then have that curveball start upstairs and then break down to get a swing and miss.
Simeon, the shortstop, takes a fastball up and away for ball 1. 256 average. Marcus, 18 doubles and triple, 5 home runs, 25 runs batted in. 1-1. Second start of the season for Tyler against Oakland. His first was the very first one he had this year, March the 30th. Picked up the W, 6 1/3. That was here in this ballpark. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That was his first career win against Oakland.
Good pitch.
So change-up, really, that's been the difference maker. He's said that often this season. The big reason why he's been effective is his change-up. He not only gets a swing and miss, but he gets a lot of soft contact against his change-up.
Bouncer foul. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. An A's team that has struggled against the American League West, 10-24 within the division. They've lost 5 straight within the division, 11 of their last 12. Still a 2-2.
Good life on his fastball. Once again, 94-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs with that fastball for Skaggs.
If you're Tyler Skaggs as a left-hander, you look at the numbers for Oakland, you're like, all right, added flavor, because they had their issues against left-handed starters this season. Just off the plate, full count. Senyo thought he had it.
That's a pretty good spot.
Three-two pitch. Down him with the off speed. 1 down.
What a feel for that pitch for a changeup to get a swing and miss.
The Angels on the defensive side of things look like this. Starting the outfield with Upton in left, Trout in center. Young is in right. The infield, Valbuena and Fontana on the left side. Kinsler, Fernandez on the right. Senyo behind the plate.
And Fontana getting his first start of the season at shortstop, his 8th game overall, and a home run last time out in Seattle. He's got 2 hits in the big leagues, both home runs.
Pinder popping this one up into foul territory. Fernandez a long run, same for Young, but they'll run out of room. This one just behind the bullpen.
Doesn't happen too often when you say run out of room in this stadium.
Chad Pinder playing third base. Matt Chapman, 233 on the season. Has some pop in that bat, though. 5 on the year. 7 doubles, 13 runs batted in. Just his 45th game. Late on that fastball. 1-2. Tempo going for Skaggs, nearly going. His last start at Minnesota. Gave up a run on 5 hits, struck out 8, walked 1.
He's been outstanding in the month of June, 2-0 with a 0.69 ERA.
Got a cameraman down there. Count remains at 2-2. And the Angels need Tyler to kind of keep doing what he's doing, especially with Garrett Richards and Nick Tropiano hitting the disabled list today. Richards with a hamstring issue. Tropiano, who's slated to go tomorrow with right shoulder inflammation. John Lamb will get the call tomorrow to start for the Angels.
That's great numbers last 2 games.
Full count. Calling up Paredes and Morris. Join the bullpen as well. And a walk. Ed Pinder set up. Strikes out Simeon, walks Pinder. Lowry will come to the plate.
He tried to get his 2nd strikeout of the night on his changeup. That time was a little bit out of the strike zone. Pinder did not chase it.
Jed Lowry, switch hitting second baseman, hitting 275. Pulls this one toward third. He'll take that. What an inning-ending double play on 1 pitch after walking a man with 1 out. 2-0 Angels as we head to the second.
That's the thing of beauty.
Two 2-0 Angels. Top of the second. Bottom third of the order coming up. Young, Briseño, and Fontana. There's Facet on the bump. Takes a strike. 3-hit game for Chris on Wednesday in Seattle. Average 183. 2 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, 7 runs batted in. No balls, 2 strikes.
Done a pretty good job against some right-handed batters running that fastball, a 2-seam fastball in the inner half. Sink it.
Working quickly, the 1-2. Breaking ball. He's only really thrown one good one. He's then get it over to Fernandez. Everything else kind of pulling across.
Yeah, he's overthrowing it. That one was just make sure he threw it for a strike, and it was a good one. Even his slider right there is not as crisp as he's seen in the past. He's had a good fastball working though.
16th round pick by the White Sox in 2011 out of the University of Akron. Full foul. Count remains full. His games down at AAA. 10 games, 7 starts. But he area over 6. UCL reconstruction surgery in May of 2016. That hit him. That's the last thing the Angels need to see.
That fastball ran in on him. He was looking away. He was tracking away, and then the fastball runs back in and gets him.
I wonder if the way he was holding his wrist, I wonder if it ricocheted, hit his hand, and also into like the abdomen area.
Yeah, it looked like, I thought the ribs or something. See how much that fastball runs. Hand and then the stomach area. That back wrist.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you hit it with a baseball there, immediately your fingers are numb.
Tough way to get the leadoff man on board. Appears to be all right.
Batting in the 8th position.
Especially on a cold night like this.
Yeah. So Briseño will come to the plate. We mentioned the 4 guys placed on the DL today. Some good news is that Angelton Simmons on the verge of returning. Hopefully everything's all right with him. Swinging the bat, running now. Eligible to come off at any point. Senyo takes a strike.
One thing we know about Anthony Simmons, he's a quick healer, and you know he wants to play as quick as possible also. See him very, very soon.
No balls, 2 strikes.
So far has been really his best pitch has been his fastball pitching east and west. That fastball away, he's run the fastball in. Trout did a nice job of staying back in that fastball away and lined it in the right field. 105 miles an hour exit velocity on that swing by Trout against Bassett.
Down with that slow breaking ball. 1 out. Bassett picks up his first strikeout.
Now signs tools of the trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. Especially on a slow pitch like that, very difficult to get out of the batter's box as a pitcher. You got to know who's running down the line. Get yourself in better fielding position. You can use the glove, stay low like an infielder. Once he stood back up, it's a more difficult throw, and that's why he threw it away. But anytime you see this as a youngster, you get yourself in fielding position, especially knowing who's running. You get yourself in an athletic position and throw like you are an infielder.
Nolan Fontana starting shortstop tonight, batting the number 9 spot. 1 for 8 this year. The home run he hit on Wednesday.
With that error, that's the 45th. We talked about that earlier. That's the 3rd most as far as errors in the American League. They led that category last year.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Texas at the top, 58.
Montana, 1 around, 2 outs, back-to-back strikeouts.
Number 3, Ian Kinsler.
Ian grounded out to start the game. He's got Young over at first base.
Kinsler now 4 for 11 against Bassett in his career. Pretty good hack. That was one of those 2-seam fastballs that didn't sink. It had lateral movement, and Kinsler was on it but fouled it straight back.
One 1-2.
.42 pitches now thrown for Bassett. At 26 pitches thrown in the first inning. Quite a few strikes, though.
Yep. Back-to-back strikeouts after hitting Young to start the 2nd inning. Down and in.
You know, Victor, when I look at him as far as times in a play, he's about average or even a little bit above average as far as quickness to the plate, but he holds the baseball really well. As a base runner, it's very difficult to get a read because he's able to hold it. Last win back in August 4, 2015 versus Baltimore, a club that right now is really struggling.
Just lost another one today to the Marlins. Full count. Young can get a head start from first. Chris takes off. 3-2. A little pop up toward Lowry, the second baseman. And the Angels are done here in the second. 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the frame. Angels take on the Toronto Blue Jays. First 10,000 kids in attendance receive a youth trout jersey courtesy of Angels Radio AM 830 while supplies last. For more information, go to angels.com.
Nice.
Okay, those two more here tomorrow afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Come home for 6. 2 against the Arizona Diamondbacks, 4 against the Toronto Blue Jays. Davis takes a huge hat.
Yeah, I was interested in that first pitch. When you look at Tyler Skaggs on the first pitch when it's been put in play, this 0.95 batting average, got a double play on the first pitch. But you look at Chris Davis, though, 42 career home runs on that very first pitch scene. So you know he's up there swinging hard at that first pitch. So a good matchup between Tyler Skaggs, at this moment, the best as far as a starting pitcher on an 0-0 count, versus a hitter with 42 career home runs on an 0-0 count. That's a good pitch.
Yikes.
Wow.
Look like it's all over the strike zone.
And that is all over the strike zone right there. Davis thought he was out too by his reaction.
So pitch him up and in. Got him.
That's the pitch that Chris Davis is susceptible. He likes to chase the fastball, but if you can run that fastball upstairs, you got a chance. He's very good on the low fastball, 4-seam fastball. Let her high, gets it by him.
Matt Olson at 242, 14 home runs, 34 runs batted in, takes a strike. 12 doubles, on base percentage of .324. Usual hands of stance, I should say, of having the hands out in front like that. Behind now at 0-2. There's the drum section here at the Coliseum. In case you were wondering if it was live or Memorex.
Well, I still go back to those earlier games against Oakland when Shohei Ohtani pitched against Olsen. He threw him some fantastic splitters. He had swing and misses. Well, Led Zeppelin's always looking for a new drummer. Auditions going on.
Down goes Olsen. Nice breaking ball. 2 outs. They are?
Always. I'm hoping. I'm still hoping. Good breaking ball. Coming into this game, of his 14 strikeouts, the last 2 games, 7 have come on his curveball. So far in this game, he's got a strikeout on a changeup, a fastball, and a curveball. 3 strikeouts for Skaggs.
Had a Bob Dylan walk-up song for Mark Cannon. Doesn't have it too high.
No.
Fastball by him. Cannon dresses as if he's playing in the frozen tundra of Green Bay. I mean, it's chilly, but it ain't that cold. He went to Berkeley. He's from up this way.
Yes, used to it.
Start out in left field. 247 on the year, 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in.
Hey, by the way, what would your walk-up song be, or walk-up when you go to pitch? I forgot that.
The pitch should be a Motley Crue song.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I don't blame you.
One ball, 2 strikes. And he gets tied up, and Tyler Skaggs strikes out the side. He's got 4 punch outs for 2 innings. We head to the 3rd. Angels on top. Plenty of Angel fans always here at the Coliseum on that first base line. They'll have Trout, Upton, and Pujols up here against Bassett in the 3rd. Mike with a base hit to right field, scored one of the 2 runs. One ball and strike. Just with 1 hit. That was that Trout knock. Upton walked, Pools reached on the air. Bassett with 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batter.
Pretty good rip at a fastball. When you look at Trout's numbers versus a fastball this season, 321 batting average. That's a 4-seam and 2-seam fastball. It's really crushed the high fastball. 11 home runs, 287 versus Bassett's secondary pitches. Remember, there was a time when he wasn't able to necessarily catch up to those 4-seam fastballs upstairs. But at 11 home runs versus fastballs this season, 10 of them have been against those 4-seam fastballs. They're still trying to run that fastball upstairs.
Another 1-2 on the way. And he waited for it, finally fouled it off. That's so tough to.
Yes, I mean the differential in the speed of those last 2 pitches. The pitch before 93, that one at 72, 20-mile-an-hour differential in the speeds of those pitches. Really mixing and matching as far as speeds. 3 fastballs, a slider, and 2 slow curves. Bookending this at bat so far. That's a good take. Bassett thought it was a strike. It was off the plate. See where that's located. That's about almost 2 baseballs off the outside corner. Although when you're facing Trout, you're hoping that pitch is called a strike.
2-2. Trout just cues that one back.
Again, another just really good at bat for Trout. Bassett's throwing him some pretty good pitches. Back inside with a fastball.
Back up the middle for a single. 2 for 2. Leadoff man on board to start the 3rd.
He's shaking his head. He go, how do you hit that one after all those pitches I threw? Some real good ones. Didn't quite get it in far enough, but still tried another base hit on a fastball. Right back up the middle. That was almost towards the handle of the bat. Still that strong. And like, how'd he do that? He's Mike Trout. 85
miles per hour off bat as far as the exit velo.
That's off the handle of the bat. That's even more impressive. A lot of times when we talk about that exit velocity off the bat, it's always the barrel. That's pretty good off the handle of the bat.
Good numbers against Oakland this year for Upton. Walked, scored in the 1st. 1-0. There's your former teammate, Bob Melvin.
Yes.
AKA your guy.
My guy.
He is your guy.
Yes, he is. He blocked a lot of those sliders in the dirt for me.
Probably walks funny now.
Yeah, exactly.
1-0 pitch. That is lined up the middle, base hit. Back-to-back singles to start the 3rd for the Angels, and here comes Albert.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Upton some good numbers against Oakland. Had an RBI in all 5 games this season. He has played against Oakland.
Now batting, number 5, Albert Pujols.
Albert 0 for 1. He's the one that dribbled the one. Back to Bassett in the 1st inning. Ended up getting to second base, but was stranded there.
Great numbers last 10 games, including 11 RBI for Pujols against Oakland. Mentioned about keep adding on. It's an opportunity to do so here for Pujols.
A little bit low.
Look how important Albert is to this lineup, especially against Oakland. They're 8-2 in those 10 games in which he had 11 RBI. Some photos. Future Hall of Famer.
Bass has thrown 58 pitches so far. Giving up back-to-back singles to start the third for the Angels. Two and one.
Lowry trying to keep Trout close at second. Trout's also trying to time Bassett. One thing Bassett has been very good already is to be able to hold the baseball, varying to look back to second.
Very similar pitch to the one he just took. Rolls it foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
By the way, that's a 4 straight multi-hit game for Trout. 2 hits tonight, 3 games in a row. He just dominated up in Seattle, multi-hit games.
Outfield straight around. Swansky very deep in center. That's pulled down the left field line, and it is hooking, and it just goes foul. Out in front of it. Nice catch out there.
Slow breaking ball. Got a lot of the plate, and Albert just pulled it foul. Angel fan making the play.
And a hug. I love it.
Yes. The moment. Future Hall of Famer did a foul ball and you caught it.
That's awesome. Another 2-2. Albert pulls it foul. Love the group hug too.
Yes. That's incredible. That smile, priceless.
Two again. Ground ball to third. And he throws it away. They looked like they were going to get up to the second base, and Pinder fires it wide to second. 3-0 Angels.
It's a third gift run, really, of the game for Oakland defensively.
That to me looked like a situation that Pinder, as he looked up to throw to second base, realized, I got to hurry because Upton's busted it to second base.
I think you credit Justin Upton for this one right here. Pinder thought for sure he's got a double play ball, try to gather himself, but Upton got there to the second base quickly, forced him to hurry to throw. And a low throw. And Lowry unable to keep his foot on the base. So it's a fielder's choice, another error. E5, another error for Oakland.
Fourth error for Pinder on the season. It would have been a bang-bang play at second base, too.
But if Upton's not going quickly to second base, he's got time. He probably doesn't make that errant throw, but Upton hustling all the way.
No RBI, runners at first and third, still nobody out. Here's Valbuena. Luis popped up his first time up.
see by Luis's reaction right there. He had a pitch to hit deep in the air. 92-mile-an-hour fastball, heart of the plate, lower part of the strike zone. Perfect spot for Valbuena. And you're looking for a pitch right here. You can drive deep in the air.
3 infielders on the right side.
You know, a lot of times when hitters are even early batting practice or working on soft toss or hitting up the tee, they practice on getting pitches that they can hit in the air. This is one of those opportunities for Valbuena to do so. He's had a couple pitches to do it so far. Just foul them off. Fegley wanted that fastball high. Bassett missed location. There's Orkinski. That's what you do even in your first round in batting practice. You're looking for pitches that's a situational hitting. We talk about that a lot. You're trying to get a pitch that you can hit in the air. And that means get it elevated enough where you can do so. He's trying to do that, and you can do that too when you're working the cages too, and they do that out in center field. The cages they hit at early, they got to walk out there before batting practice, where Eric or Paul Sorrento will just flip pitches up where they try to get lift on the baseball.
Little battle here. Count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Upton is third. Pujols at first. Single fielder's choice error. The Angels will run here. Still with nobody out. Pulled down the line, just foul. Broke his bat.
Seeing quite a few pitches in this at bat still with no pitches out of the strike zone yet.
Six pitches so far. And Bassett about to throw his 70th pitch. We're in the 3rd inning. His defense certainly hasn't helped him. One and two. That's got to be the most frustrating part about a team that has struggled defensively. Behind you, you're throwing a lot of pitches. You're down 3-0. You probably should be in a 0-0 game. And you're probably going to get hooked here before you even get a chance to get a decision, as far as a W anyway. Albert gets back to first base.
Generally, when you look at Bassett, he's a pitcher that will throw a lot of two-seam fastballs, so there's going to be contact made against him. So the defense is really important for him. He let himself down too by making a mistake himself, though.
He cost himself the first 2 runs. Yanks a foul.
Although batting average wise, 227 coming into the game for Valbuena, he has seen a lot of pitches in the top 10. It has been in the top 10 as far as seeing pitches per at bat. A little over 4.3 pitches per plate appearance.
Meanwhile, Tyler Skaggs just looks on. He's coming off an inning in which struck out the side. 1-2 again. And this time he gets it. 1 out. He's unable to make contact there. Third strikeout for Bassett. They get your red on at the Angel Stadium. At Angel Stadium, I should say, with the Coca-Cola Friends and Family Fun Pack for only $44. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks. For more information on the Coca-Cola Friends and Family Fun Pack, go to angels.com/fun pack. Fun pack.
Some hot dogs right there for some Angel fans.
Yep. Unbelievable.
How's that possible?
Talking about hot dogs, and there's a guy selling hot dogs.
Yes.
Like that floppy hat, by the way.
Yeah.
Look good on you on the golf course.
Yeah.
1 ball, no strikes on Fernandez. Soft liner to Pinder at third base to end the first.
By the way, as tough as the course is for the U.S. Open, what do you think we'd be shooting on that course right now?
I don't know.
I know the greens would be in good shape with me because I don't know if I'd ever be able to stick anything close to the pin on those greens. They are super fast.
It's amazing when you look at that leaderboard and you see the names and what they're shooting or have shot. It's tight. 2 balls, no strikes.
I don't feel as bad about my game though when you see those scores.
But Johnson lead at what, 3?
3 or 4. Yeah, I think he's 4.
There's one other person minus. That's the only guy under. So you're saying there's a chance.
But that when you're grooming that course, it's like you almost like thinking, you're like, I can see how hard I can make this course.
Yeah. 116th U.S. Open Championship, Shinnecock Hills. Coverage continues tomorrow on Fox FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. And his fouls it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's Koepka, who won it last year, +1. Fleetwood had a big day today, moving up. I scrolled down all the way to the bottom. I think I was checking. I think it was +26 or +27 for the last man standing.
Wow.
That's professional golfers. Can you imagine just?
I couldn't even imagine playing that track right now.
Two. Line to left field. That's a base hit. It'll bring home a run. 4-0 Angels up to Travis home as Fernandez picks up his second RBI.
Tell you what, I'm really impressed the way he stays back on a baseball and lets it travel. Ball was hit very hard to left field for Fernandez. Justin Upton scores a run. He had a base hit but hustled to second to force an errant throw by Pinder, and then scores in this line drive by Fernandez. 102 miles per hour exit velocity off that fastball away, stays back. You see how far that baseball has traveled in the strike zone before lining it to left field. Real good swing for Fernandez. What a great story he has been putting on that Angel uniform.
The phone has rung in the A's bullpen, and he's going to get up and start loosening now. Young takes a strike. He's hit by a pitch leading off the second. Eventually stranded there. Pujols at second base. Fernandez at first. Santiago Casilla getting loose. Big lead for Albert at second base. 0-2 to Young. It's this one towards short. A one hopper. Simeon to Lowry. Not going to turn the double play. Bassett jamming Young. So 2 outs, runners at the corners now.
Pretty quick turn here for Oakland, but Young gets down the line still pretty well. Was able to prevent a double play from being turned still first and third. Giving Briseño an opportunity to score and drive in another run.
Briseño struck out in the second. Flares went out toward right center field. That will get down for a base hit. Pujols will score. Heading to third is Young, and the Angels have a 5-0 lead. Briseño picks up his 4th RBI.
That was a Nature Boys little Ric Flair. Worked perfectly for Briseño to be driving another run. 5th run of the game for the Angels. Talked about this, keep adding on. Runs that fastball belt high inside part of the plate, but fights it off into the outfield for an RBI single.
How frustrating an inning is this for a starting pitcher?
I mean, really, when you think about it, the only ball I think was hit hard was Fernandez.
Correct.
Really.
Correct.
Then you got 3 runs. You could have been, had a play made at second. Changes everything around.
Fontana, 8th man to step to the plate. Nolan struck out in the second inning. Takes a strike. Skies this one out toward left center. Playable for Mark Cannon. He'll squeeze it for the 3rd out. The Angels add 3. They lead at 5-0 as they to the bottom of the 3rd. The first, over $1.8 million has been raised in the challenge. You can make a pledge yourself by going online to homerunchallenge.org. 5-0 Angels on top, bottom of the 3rd inning. You catch a foul ball off the bat of Albert Pujols. You have some cotton candy.
Oh, yes.
And just jam to the music here at the Coliseum.
That's how he was able to make the play. Sticky, cotton candy. Yes.
You know what? He didn't have to shake his hands either. It didn't hurt him like it hurt you.
Oh,
at home last week or a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he's got a nice little welt up against the body.
Oh. It's a nice play.
Yeah. Tyler with 4 strikeouts so far. It's in the bottom 3rd of the order. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. To Scotty, Smolinski, and Fegley for Oakland. Scotty, the right fielder, hit 238, 4 home runs, 27 runs batted. Ball and a strike.
Reminded me of that play right Lester Hayes used to make with those hands he had.
Let's stick them all over.
Oh yeah.
Using the cotton candy instead.
In this stadium.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
The Raiders.
They gone. We got 1 more season here.
Yeah.
Skaggs gets Piscotti. Wow, you got to ring that up. 4 consecutive strikeouts, 1 out.
Batting in the 8th position, center fielder, number 5.
Been pretty effective. We talked about up down. Runs that fastball up to get another swing and miss.
Smolinski, starting center fielder, takes a strike. 4 for 32 this season. 1 double, 1 triple, 2 runs batted in. One 4 for 34, partner.
Just watch Briseño behind the plate. He's really good as far as keeping that baseball, presenting that pitch as if it's in the strike zone. He's done a nice job defensively also, besides swinging the bat well.
This one out to left field. Here comes Upton. 2 outs.
Batting 9th and catching number 19, John Begley.
Fegley, the catcher, 1 for 9. Off the end of the bat towards short. Fontana to the back end. Throw and safe for first base. Fontana sat back on that ball quite a bit. Now it goes an infield base hit.
Sosa wants to look at it though, I think.
Yeah, but still, instead of a 1-2-3 inning and a quick one at that, he'll have to face another batter at least if he doesn't decide to challenge.
Would be the first hit.
And look like he got safe there. That's one of those you got to charge, especially off the end of the bat, regardless who's running.
Yep.
Marcus Simeon, the shortstop, now up. Marcus struck out. His first plate appearance, 0 for 1. Popped up toward the bullpen. Long run for Fernandez. Not going to get there.
Yeah, you can work on pop-ups all you want, but that's a long way to go. Early batting practice. Work on some things defensively. As a corner infielder, you got to be prepared to cover a lot of ground. As an outfielder, both in left field and right field, same thing. Errant throws. A lot of foul territory to cover as an outfielder and as a corner infielder.
Dribbler, left side. Valbuena cuts in front, goes to second, and they force out Fegley for the 3rd out. Nothing happening for Oakland here to the 3rd. Head of the 4th inning. Angels on top 5-0.
video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
5-0 Angels as we begin the fourth opener of the three-game series here at the Coliseum. Top of the order, Kinsler, Trout, and Upton. It's Chris Bassett. Kinsler 0 for 2 and the ground down the pop-up. That's high and deep toward left center field. Mark Canha going back. He'll look up. That is gone. Big fly for Ian Kinsler. 9th of the season, 6-0 Halos.
Well, we talked about him as far as Kinsler, Trout, and Pujols with a combined 57 career home runs against Oakland. Adds on to that total there with that swing of the bat for Ian Kinsler. With that swing of the bat, it's our top tier play brought to you by Arco. You got a fastball, the heart of the plate, that uppercut swing. Good timing mechanism for Ian Kinsler. Way out left center field. His 9th home run, 18th RBI.
Trout 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Takes a little bit high.
7th home run in his last 16 games for Kinsler. I was talking to him earlier today about, remember we went on after the game with us in Minnesota, he talked about how he got his timing together at one swing of the bat in Detroit. He really started getting his swing together. So it was a lot of fun talking. He goes, well, you know, I'll give you something to talk about tonight. Well, did so with that swing of the bat. That fastball had some serious movement on it. Trout with 2 hits, 2 runs scored.
Line to center field, making a 3-hit game. He's a machine.
Yeah, Trout is on fire, yes.
Ramirez getting ready.
In Trout's last 14 at bats, 10 hits. That's pretty good, don't you think?
It'll help get your batting average up a little bit.
Just slightly.
Upton on board twice with a walk and a single. He scored twice. It's a 6-0 Angels lead. We're in the fourth. Six runs, only 2 earned against Bassett. 2 errors. Two balls, no strikes.
Must be his last batter. He could not retire Upton.
down towards center. Smolinski moving in. He will make the catch. Ends up going into a slide. One down.
It's another baseball hit hard in this inning. All three have been hit hard. Home run by Kinsler, line drive by Trout, line out by Upton. Smolinski comes in that sinking liner.
So he caught that
Yes.
too, right in the palm.
And a lot of times when you hit the ground like that, that'll pop out of your glove.
Albert 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the first. Fielder's choice in the third. Albert just pulled one foul in that third inning at bat for his 11th home run of the year. Shift on Pujols. Lauer still on the second base side. 2 balls, no strikes. Tails with 7 hits so far tonight. Oakland with 1. That was that infield base hit that Fegley just picked up at the bottom of the third. To 1. Scores in the American League West. Houston leading Kansas City 7-3.
Kansas City was leading that game. Gaddis, I think, hit a grand slam for the Astros.
Yep.
He's been swinging that very hot for Houston.
Colorado leading Texas 8-5. 3-1 on Pujols. Seattle leading Boston 3-0. Game to the top of the third. Here it's 6-0 Angels. He's trying to snap a 4-game losing skid. Skaggs has been spectacular thus far. Albert Skaggs went out toward right center field. Piscotty and Smolinski. It's Piscotty. Shot the track, putting it away for round number 2. Trout back to first. Here comes Luis Valbuena, who's hitless tonight, 0 for 2.
Number 18, Luis Valbuena.
Luis popped out of the first, struck out of the third. 3 strikeouts for Bassett, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. John still over at first base. Foul, no balls, 2 strikes.
The last at bat for Valbuena, fell behind 0-2. Got off a number of pitches before eventually striking out on a fastball at 93.
Bouncer, right side. Lowry out in shallow right, has it. Valbuena retired for the 3rd out. Ian Kinsler leadoff blast here. The 4th extends the Angels' lead to 6-0 as we hit at the bottom of the 4th. Kinsler leading off the 4th inning with a home run. 9th of the year, 18th run batted in. Now Tyler Skaggs goes back to work to face 2, 3, and 4 for the Athletics, and Pinder, Lowry, and Davis. Pinder pulls it foul. The only walk that Skaggs has issued. Another nice play. You got a Giants jacket on, though? Oh, that would. Yeah, Giants, baby. That's all she's saying right now. This is pulled to left field, a base hit. It's a leadoff single to start the 4th.
Both SoCal teams taking on 2 teams up here by the bay. The Dodgers taking on the Giants.
How about the second baseman?
Last at bat, Skaggs got Lowry to roll into a double play on 1 pitch.
Double play to end the 1st off the bat of Lowry. Thought about pulling the trigger on that one.
Thing you'll notice from Tyler Skaggs, he will throw his changeup and his curveball first pitch a lot, and he throws them for strikes.
Oakland does not run a whole lot. 12 stolen bases. They've been caught 13 times. That's probably why they don't run a lot. One ball and strike. Although, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result. Lowry is switch hitter. 295 from the right side this year, 266 from the left. That one's off the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. If you're Tyler Skaggs here, you've got a 6-0 lead here in the 4th. It's early still. You haven't thrown many pitches, but a leadoff single, you're not really overly concerned with the guy at first base. You got a guy at the plate, although he's cooled off, can Has done some damage in his history against the Angels.
I think when you think for Tyler, he's already had 7 double plays turned behind him. But coming in this game, he's got 1 ground ball double play. That's your mindset.
Line to left, the base hit, left that one up. He fell behind at 2-1. Now the first 2 have reached to start the 4th.
Now you really got to keep in mind what Chris Davis does on the first pitch if you're Skaggs.
First time tonight, the A's have had multiple base runners on board. Davis struck out leading off the second. One of 5 strikeouts for Tyler. Wanted to peel, did not go.
He was going to be aggressive on that first pitch, threw him a changeup.
Hit towards second, off the mound, right to Kinsler, feeds Fontana. Got that 4-6-3 double play with an assist to the mound.
Yes. Talk about that need for a double play. He's got 2 turned behind 9 so far this season for Skaggs. This ball was hit very well for Davis off the mound. Fortunate enough to be able to kick right to Kinsler. 4-6-3 double play.
Pinder ends up over at third base. Here's Olson. Struck out in his second inning at bat. Ball Davis just hit 109 miles per hour off the bat. This is cued.
That's a perfect pitch.
Over to second base. There you go. Just like that. Out of it. Hit of the 5th. Angels lead it.
California Ford dealers. By Carl's Jr. Take your mouth to Memphis, the call of Carl's. And by Purple Bricks. You could save thousands when selling your home. Go to purplebricks.com.
The Angels on top 6-0. The sun sets here in the Bay Area on this Friday night. Father's Day weekend has commenced. New pitcher on for the Oakland A's. It's right-hander Carlos Ramirez. This pitching change brought to you by Purple Bricks. Ramirez pitching in his 5th game. No record, a 1.42 ERA, total of 6 1/3 innings. 7-year-old native of the Dominican Republic. Fernandez grounds this one over to first base. Olson, I should say. Takes it himself. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the 5th inning. Fernandez 1 for 3 at an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Here's a look at Ramirez's numbers. Came over from the Toronto Blue Jays. Selected off waivers on May the 20th. Most games he's pitched in the big leagues, 12. That was with Toronto last season. versus Bassett tonight. What's 4 innings, 7 hits, including the home run to Kinsler, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, 6 runs, 2 earned.
It's one of those nights too when you go home and kind of replay that in your mind as a pitcher. The mistake you made throwing the ball away.
1-2 count on Chris. Hit by a pitch in the second inning, reached out the fielder's choice in the third. Two.
Yeah, you go back to that one play. It was the hustle by Upton that forced that errant throw from Chad Pinder at third base. It looked like potentially could have been a 5-4-3 double play. Instead, the Angels score 3 in that inning. Back in the third. Good hustle by Upton.
Almost gets hit again. Pitch up and in. He works the walk. So Briseño coming to the plate now. Jose 1 for 2 had an RBI single in the third. Mayor's on the mound, listed at 6'5". Sometime in the minor leagues, 11 games this year with an ERA of 7.5. 16 strikeouts, 12 walks in 14+ innings. Toward right, not very deep. Piscotty comes racing in, falls in there for a base hit. Nice read by Young, who had to hold up, able to get to second base. So multi-hit game for Briseño.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that. You can see that sting on his hand as he's down at first base. How important the bottom part of the lineup is to get guys on base at the top of the order to drive them home. That's right off the end of the bat. Fastball. Flared perfectly in the right field twice now. But a good read. You see the veteran by Chris Young is reading that. Knows he could probably get back, but is able to advance on that base hit by Briseño. Good read by Young.
A lot of traffic for the Angels on the base paths through the first 4+ innings. The only quote-unquote easy inning Bassett had was the second after he hit Young to start the inning, then retired the next 3 in a row. Fontana's 0 for 2. And a wild pitch will advance the base runners 90 feet. Young to third, Briseño to second.
Setting up away. Instead gets a hard slider in. Still a pitch you could try to keep in front.
Forces the infield in for Oakland.
Fontana's trying to pick up his first single in the big leagues. He's got 2 home runs.
2 hits in his big league career. Both jacks. 2 balls, no strikes. Oakland celebrating its 50th year here in Oakland, wearing the Kelly green jerseys and hats tonight. I think it's a great look.
Yeah, I agree.
I wish they'd bring back all the different variations of hats that they had. The white with the green bill, the white with the yellow bill.
Yeah.
Green, yellow. I mean, it's awesome.
Especially all those fantastic teams they had in the 70s. Won 3 straight World Series.
3-0. And there's a walk. They're loaded up for Kinsler.
Now let's take a look at We Make It Easy, brought to you by SoCal Toyota. Ian Kinsler with the bat right there, back in the first inning, second inning, and switches it up for the home run in the fourth inning. Brings up the home run back. And that baseball went out quickly and a long way for Kinsler.
Using a war stick bat, which he's an investor in. Justin Upton uses it as well. Downstairs for ball one.
These are the moments, especially against Oakland, for the Angels to add on here. We've seen Oakland, they've battled back, separate big time here with a swing of the bat here from Kinsler.
Trying to do so there. Halos without a grand slam this year. 262 team batting average with the bases loaded. Young at third, Briseño at second, Fontana at first. Two balls, one strike. Trout on deck. 16 pitches thrown by Ramirez so far. He retired very first man he faced on the first pitch he threw. That was Fernandez on a ground down to Olson. 3-1.
Good patient at bat here for Kinsler.
Seven, nothing Angels. Bases loaded walk. Kinsler picks up his second RBI. 3 walks in the inning. I mentioned that was an issue for him, or has been throughout his career.
Especially when you look, he's got pretty good movement on his fastball. It's just not a lot of trust in his fastball command. When you have that type of movement, you throw that pitch towards the middle of the plate and trust it's going to go to each corner. If you try to throw that on the corner, it's not ever going to be called a strike by an umpire, because it's going to give that illusion it's never in the strike zone, even if it does cross the front part of the plate.
Briseño to third, Fontana to second. Here's Trout, who's 3 for 3, 3 singles, 2 runs scored. Swinging first pitch, shoots it down the right field line, a slicing foul.
And Trout, a .386 career hitter with the bases loaded with 4 grand slams. I like that when he's being aggressive. Even though you're sitting at home, I just walk the batter. Well, you know he's going to try to groove a fastball, and he did, and Trout was just a little bit late on it.
One ball, one strike. Field looking for a double play ball with 1 out. This is lifted out to center. It's deep enough to score Briseño. Smolinski's underneath it. He'll tag and score. Fontana heads to third. Angels lead at 8-0 as Trout picks up his 46th RBI.
And going back to my Hyundai key for this game, we talked about no limit to keep adding on, and so far they have done so. Even this inning, 2 more runs scored, giving the Angels now 8 in the game, as Mike Trout picks up a sac fly. 3 hits and a sac fly for Trout. It's good to see those add-on runs against this Oakland club.
Upton now at the plate. 1 for 2. 1-0. almost as if Ramirez, he's got a decent arm. You're talking about the movement that he has. He's like trying to throw darts, and I guess when you walk 3 guys, you've given up 2 runs so far. You don't want it to make it even worse on yourself. This was pulled toward third. Pinder's got it. He'll go across the diamond. And there's the third out of the inning. Angels tack on 2 into the bottom of the 5th. 8-0 Angels. Started off the 4th inning, issuing back-to-back hits, but then got a double play ball and a 1 pitch out of Olsen. That was it. Canna, Piscotty, and Smolinski here in the 5th. Mark Canna struck out in the 2nd. 0 for 1.
But that 2-seam fastball also has been effective for Skaggs. Been able to back it up with his changeup.
Off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
2 double plays turned behind Skaggs this evening.
Clearly a Mark Canna fan.
Yes.
Two balls, 1 strike. Mark apparently had some success wearing the hoodie on a cold night. Thus, actually, I can't tell which one's Mark Canna, which one the fan is.
Yes.
Very similar. So he's kept the mask on. That's why he's wearing it.
Well, the one thing about baseball players, they are not superstitious at all.
And if you ask some of the media, it's not allowed either. Their way or the highway, apparently. Slice foul. Two balls, 2 strikes still. Solid performance thus far for Tyler. 54 pitches. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed. Full count.
One of those ones where you want to challenge that 2-seamer down outside part of the plate.
Now the payoff. Canna bounces this one to short. Fontana. Low throw, and Fernandez cannot handle it. And again, Nolan laying back on that ball once again.
It was a real good pitch, too, by Skaggs. Slow roller to short, but he's went back, and it makes it a much longer throw. Not a lot of experience for Fernandez at first base on that hop, too.
So a man on for Piscotty. Fontana gets charged with the error. Fouled off. Fernandez not going to get there. He's had some exercise tonight.
Yes. He's like, wow, that's a long way. I thought that ball was about 6 rows deep in the stands.
One ball, one strike. Good pitch down and in.
Pretty good movement on his fastball there.
So it's cut action to it. Ken off to a decent lead over at first base. Breaking ball down goes Piscotty's one away.
Good breaking ball right here again for Skaggs. His shoulders level. Looked like it hit him in the back foot on the swing and miss, on the follow through. Great downward action on that breaking ball from Skaggs.
Well, let's give fly ball to left. His third inning plate appearance. Just off the plate. Now they called it a strike. A little bit of a delayed call there. 0-2. Foul back.
Moving that jaw after he gets hit with that foul ball in the mask. Knocked that mask right off. But the target was set by Briseño for a fastball, and Skaggs hit that spot. Skaggs has been really effective working with Briseño here tonight. See whether this target's going to be set here after that high fastball. Gets him down. He wanted that breaking ball down. Got it.
I remember talking earlier this year about Tyler and that breaking ball, the put away breaking ball with 2 strikes. And he never had that bite. Always it was more of a get it over breaking ball. Now that's where you want to drop it in with 2 strikes.
He's almost more concerned. You're right about that, Victor, throwing it into the strike zone. When you work ahead, you don't want to throw it into strikes. You want him to get a swing at non-strikes when you've worked ahead. If you're behind in the count, you have to throw a strike. 7 strikeouts for Skaggs. Again, good changeup.
Fegley, the catcher, field base hit. First hit of the night. That was in the 3rd inning. What a one.
We're throwing a lot of first pitch strikes. Talked about it as far as go-tos tonight. He's done that very effectively. 18 batters face 14 first pitch strikes. That allows him to expand the strike zone and use all 3 of his pitches.
Line down toward left center field. Nobody's going to get this one. It'll fall in and go to the wall. One hopper. Trout gets it back in quickly. Canna's being waved around. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's on the first base side, and Canna will score. It's a double for Fegley, and Oakland gets on the board. It's 8-1 Angels.
This is really played well by Trout. Gets it in quickly. Fontana in his throw up the first base side of the plate and allows Canada to slide in with the first run of the game for Oakland. So well played by Trout out in center.
And able to finish off the inning after the leadoff man Marcano reached on that error by Fontana. That comes around to score. Marcus Simeon looks at a strike. Fegley, by the way, a 2-hit game, picks up his 2nd RBI.
Yeah, 4 hits total for Oakland. Fegley with 2 of them.
Goes down as an unearned run. Marcus Simeon 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fielder's choice. Wild pitch. 2 balls and a strike. Fegley ends up at 3rd base.
Just overthrew that changeup. He hasn't done that too often in this game. Gets away from Briseño and a wild pitch. Skaggs with just 1 earned run allowed in the last 2 games over 13 innings. So far he's allowed a run in this inning, but it's an unearned run. Well, he jammed him on a fastball there. After a changeup away, ran that fastball in. Simeon had no idea where that baseball went because it was right on the handle of the bat. Another real good curveball from Skaggs. Skaggs has been real good when you think about with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Just a 143 batting average with runners in scoring position and 2 outs this season for Tyler Skaggs.
Two pitch. There's full count. Should be out of this inning already. See if we can get it done here now. 3-2, and that's pulled down the left field line. That'll bring home another run. Hanging breaking ball. Simeon will get the second. It's an RBI single. 8-2 Angels.
That breaking ball got that strike zone. Remember, we talked about how well he's throwing that breaking ball a little bit out of the strike zone to get him swinging non-strikes. Able to pull that right down the line, pick up a double, RBI double for Marcus Simeon. Go through that third time through the lineup now for Tyler Skaggs.
Chad Pinder with a walk and a single coming up. Hey, celebrate Christmas in June with your Angels next Friday with the Blue Jays in town and receive a Jolly Trout Nutcracker courtesy of Old Dominion while supplies last. For more information on that Nutcracker, go to angels.com.
Good change up. Especially when you, after a conversation with a pitching coach, a lot of times you're going to sit fastball, so they got a change up.
Ball and a strike. This crowd's come to life all of a sudden with 2 runs here in the 5th. 2-1.
We've mentioned a number of times with Oakland, they've always been able to battle back, so very important now for Skaggs to stop this little rally that the A's have had, especially with 2 outs.
3-1.
All of a sudden, a little bit lost the feel for his changeup. .30 pitches in this inning.
An inning that started on the ball that Canna hit. It should have been the first down. It was an error on Fontana. Then he struck out 2, so he should theoretically be out of this inning. It's popped up, should do it. Chris Young is there. And we'll squeeze it for the 3rd out. 2 runs on the board for Oakland. 8-2 Angels as we head to the 6th. Group play coverage begins at 5 a.m. Pacific, or stream all the action live on the Fox Sports app.
Way to sell that.
You like that? Yeah. Iceland.
Iceland.
Messi.
That was a pretty good match today, don't you think?
No,
No?
it was an awful match.
Oh, yeah.
He's ridiculous, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Hat trick.
Pujols, Valbuena, Fernandez for the Angels here in the 6th inning. Ramirez still in the game. Gave up 2 runs on 1 hit, 3 walks, and a sac fly in the 5th. Albert 0 for 3. No balls, 2 strikes. Albert drives one out toward left center field. Smoleski moving over. He will track it down for the first down. Hey, stay tuned during the 7th inning stretch for the Arco game break with Kent French. There's Valbuena.
Boy, Albert hit that ball very well. Smolinski took a great route to run that one down, though.
Bowled over to first base. Nice play by Olsen to the backhand. 2 down. Valbuena's 0 for 4. First time tonight the Angels have had their first 2 batters in an inning retired to start the frame. We'll bring up Fernandez. Jose Miguel Fernandez 1 for 3. Pulls a foul. What was that? Splitter?
Yeah, that certainly was his changeup. Could be a split change.
Whatever it was launched. 2-1.
That's one of those pitches too. When you haven't thrown it a lot, it's very difficult to all of a sudden incorporate that into your repertoire after you've already thrown 30 pitches. It comes down to this lack of trust in it, so you try to force it.
Certainly a much more different pitcher here in the 6th than he was in the 5th inning, under control. Ground ball to the right side again, also to the backhand. Ramirez has himself a 1-2-3-6. 8-2 Angels as we head to the bottom of the frame. little bit of trouble in the fifth inning, but managed to just keep it to 2 runs. He's been solid thus far with 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, 5 hits allowed. He's at 80 pitches, and he'll face 3, 4, and 5 for Oakland. It'll be Lowry, Davis, and Olson. Lowry pulls the first one toward the hole, and it's a base hit to start the 6th inning. Second hit of the evening. We'll bring up Davis. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
And one thing, if you're an Angel pitcher right now for Lowry, he's been swinging at the first pitch. We saw that at the beginning part of the season. You remember that? He used to be a very patient guy, seeing a lot of pitches. He's been jumping on the first pitch. He's had a real solid season.
Dribbler foul.
Speaking of swinging at the first pitch often, so far Skaggs has really pitched him well in that first pitch.
Pull toward third. See if they can turn another double play. And they will. Third of the evening. 2 down.
Well, the late great Ernie Harwell would love this one too for the price of 1. 3 different times tonight for Skaggs. Hit well twice now. Davis hit the ball well, but in an infielder 5-4-3 double play. It's 10 double plays turned behind Skaggs this season.
Olson went around and looked like anyway. He did. One ball, 1 strike. Olson 0 for 2. He struck out in the second, grounded out in the fourth. Two balls and a strike. Two from Tyler. Little bouncer off the plate. Fernandez has to charge it. Skaggs covering, and he gets the out. And the A's are done here in the 6th. We're off to the 7th. 8-2 Angels.
great deal more than a great deal on all new Hyundai vehicles. See your Hyundai dealer today. And by Jack in the Box. Try the $4.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club Combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box.
Halos on top 8-2 as we start the 7th here at the Coliseum. The opener of this 3-game set. Trying to snap that 4-game losing streak. And new pitcher on for the Athletics. It's the 29-year-old Perth, Australian native Liam Hendricks. Replacing Carlos Ramirez, who went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs. 10th game in the big leagues this year. No record of 5.87 ERA. He's facing the bottom third of the order. Chris Young hit by a pitch, a fielder's choice, and a walk. Puts him at 0 for 1 on the evening. 0-2 count. 8 hits for the Angels, 6 for Oakland.
Yeah, Hendricks will throw a lot of fastballs. A little over 60% of his pitches are fastballs. He'll throw a slider, curveball.
One, two. Strikes out, swinging one away.
It's that hard breaking ball. Great location, that pitch.
Yeah. Jose Briseño, multi-hit game for him, getting to start behind the plate tonight. 2 for 3. He's picked up an RBI, and he's also scored a run. 1-0. Houston, by the way, ended up beating Kansas City tonight. Colorado beat Texas 9-5. Playing in Arlington. Boston leading Seattle 6-4. Game to the bottom of the 5th up at Safeco. Good hack by Briseño, fouls it back, 1-1.
A lot of times when you see a swing like that, you're going to go throw a breaking ball after that one.
Maybe he's setting him up. Take the big hack on the fastball just so he can get that breaking ball.
Yeah, there you go.
Or if you're a pitcher, you say, well, I'm going to try to throw it harder.
Yeah, and that always works out really well. He did. And you know, when you try to throw it harder, a fastball straightens out even more so.
1-2 count. Chilly night here in Oakland. Fireworks show after the game. Lively crowd tonight. Always is here at the Coliseum.
Yes, it is.
Two balls, two strikes. I sure hope that they're able to figure out a ballpark situation for this team and its fans.
They certainly deserve it. A strong fan base here in Oakland.
Yep. Briseño pulls one down the left field line. 3-hit game for the Angels catcher. Played nicely by Canna. Briseño is going to take second as the throw is way off target. Now, what if they give him a single and an error? Because he kind of stopped. Now they're going to call it a double.
Because a lot of times when you stop like that, your intent was to go back to first. Another good swing here. And this time that slider backed up on him. He was setting him up for the breaking ball.
I told you. You didn't believe me.
That'll be the first time
that you believe me. First big league double for Briseño. That's nice of you, bro.
Anytime, man.
Here's Fontana, 0 for 2 with a walk. Top of the order, Ian Kinsler on deck. One, two. Briseño and Trout. 6 of the 9 Angels hits tonight.
Talk about balance in the lineup. Top part of the lineup, bottom part of the lineup. Trout. And we saw this before the start of the pregame show. Just coming back from hitting in the cages, working on his timing, keeping that together, and keep that momentum going from what he had up in Seattle.
Pretty good rip at a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Montana takes low. He's gone from 0-2 to a 3-2 count. One out double standing at second base. Payoff. Fontana pulls it toward first. Nice play by Olson, reaching to his left. 2 down.
He's been busy at first base here tonight. Kinsler back in the 4th inning. It's Facet. The fastball, hard of the plate, lower part of the strike zone, lifts it out for his 9th home run of the season. 7 in the last 16 games.
Picked up another RBI with the bases loaded walk in the 5th. 19 runs batted in now. Takes a strike. Briseño standing over third base. Kinsler checked his swing. 1-2. Eight to 2. Halos on top. We're in the 7th. 2 in the 1st, 3 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th. Ian strikes out, swinging. The Angels leave a man at third base. Stretch time here at the Coliseum. 8-2 Angels. Time now for the Arco game break with Kent French.
Parents, I'd like you to meet
in the first inning. Albert Pujols at the plate, a couple men on, and Albert would hit a comebacker to Chris Brissett. Brissett trying to get a handle on it. He would airmail it over first. 2 runs will score to give the Halos the early lead in this one. And Mike Trout continues to be Mike Trout, 7 for 11 in Seattle. 3 more hits tonight. He scored 2 runs. And Ian Kinsler continues to swing a hot bat, his 9th homer in the top of the 4th. He's got 7 in his last 16 games. And Tyler Skaggs has been absolutely on fire in June, an ERA of under 1 in his first 2 starts. That continued here tonight. 7 Ks on the night, 2 runs through 6. Well, that does it for your Arco game break. Before we send it upstairs to the guys for the bottom of the 7th inning, it is time for a message from Arco.
Finishing up his warm-up pitches. 7 strikeouts for him. No walks. Pardon me, 1 walk. That was back in the first inning to Chad Pinder, the second batter that he faced tonight. 6 hits allowed. And just a total of 2 runs. They will get some action going at the same time in the bullpen, but no real sense of urgency. Oakland here in the 7th has Canna, Piscotty, and Smolinski coming up. Get the W, Tyler. That's all that the Angels fans are looking for. Yes. Snap that 4-game losing streak. Tyler at 88 pitches. And 88 pitches doesn't sound like much, and it isn't, as you see Cam Bedrosian starting to loosen. Gooby, 44 years ago today, Nolan Ryan, a 13-inning no decision, struck out 19 and threw 235 pitches.
Oh, man.
See what a couple of Advil will do for you?
Yes.
That's insane, man.
I remember having a conversation with him at the All-Star game in Anaheim in 1989, and I asked him how he was able to maintain his velocity from the first inning till, well, over 200-plus pitches in a game. He said it was all about that lower part of his body. He worked his legs so much to stay strong there. His core and his legs were the most important thing for Nolan Ryan. He, even up until the end of his career, he stayed pretty healthy, and he maintained velocity every pitch that he threw during the course of the game.
All of that, and he had Mrs. Ryan catching his bullpens when he wasn't on the mound on game day.
Yes, he
out
did.
By the barn.
Yes, he did. See those numbers, last 8 games versus the AL West, 5-0. Very good ERA, 1.94.
Canna 0 for 2 tonight. There's a 1-2 count. He reached on the air by Fontana, the 5th, scored on the double by Feckley.
That's an amazing amount of pitches thrown in the game. That's unbelievable.
Popped up. That was in on the hands. Fontana underneath it. 1 down. The 2018 Camping World MLB All-Star Ballot now open and exclusively online. Make sure to vote for your favorite Angels as they are represented on this year's squad by voting at angels.com/vote. Catch all the excitement at the 89th MLB All-Star Game.
I'm excited
Presented
now.
by MasterCard. Did I scare you?
Yes.
Hey, it's July 17th live on Fox.
Vote. By the way, after that last pop-up, Tyler Skaggs pointed right at Briseño behind the plate because he set him up perfectly to jam him with a fastball in. That hasn't been the first time. There's been about 4 or 5 different occasions in this game where Tyler has pointed back to Briseño saying, nice job as far as calling the pitch, as he gets this foul ball off the body. You know, that knee area, even though there's still some padding there, it's that top part. See him shaking there, and he wants him just to shake off and go to his changeup. You see Briseño get right back in his crouch position to be able to put down that sign. They have a good pace working with Skaggs tonight.
2-1. That's pulled into left field, headed toward the corner. Piscotty turns, has the second. He's got himself a double with one out here to the seventh.
Now batting, center fielder, number 5, Jake Molinsky.
Popped up first base shot into foul territory. Fernandez, long run over, makes the catch. Nice play. Two down.
Well, he had to go a long way to run that one down. See how far he's got to go. Then he gets held up in that dugout. The important thing is if the runner goes and you're in the dugout and you make that throw, that allows him to go to the next base. They pushed him and held him back in and be able to force him back into play just in case there is a throw being made to third. You cannot throw that from inside the dugout.
There's Fagley, a couple of hits for him, a single and a double. The breaking ball for a strike.
Good pitch there. By the way, Fernandez went 95 feet to get that pop-up. Well, the next time we come by this stadium, you might see some of the lines from the football field being chalk, the chalk lines.
Oh, yeah. Always a fun time of year.
Yeah, especially for the outfielders. You cannot take your eye off the baseball when it's hitting that grass when after it's been chewed up. Football players running around. I'm sure you love that, don't you? Return to greatness.
Yeah.
Being a Kansas City Chief fan.
Good luck. Chucky's back.
Oh, he is.
Now back. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tyler with a chance now to potentially finish off his evening, get a strikeout. It will be his 8th if he does so. For the first time in his career, he would have struck out 8 batters in back-to-back games.
Two. Swing and a miss. Down goes Fagley. Actually foul tipped into the glove and hung onto by Briseño. Solid 7 for Skaggs. Angels lead at 8-2.
8 strikeouts, giving up just the 2 runs. Halos lead at 8-2 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Welcome, Ken French, back with you. Don't forget, following this one, it's Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers, with myself and Jose Moto. Going to look back at this one and certainly put Tyler Skaggs in the spotlight. Another solid performance in the bats. They've been swinging behind him. Mike Trout, a 3-hit night. Jose Briseño, a 3-hit night. Ian Kinsler, a big home run tonight. Certainly a lot to talk about. It's all on the post-game show with myself and Jose Moto. But right now, we send it back upstairs to Victor and Gooby, guys.
Thanks a lot, Kent. As we start this 8th inning, Emilio Pagan takes over for Liam Hendricks, who went 1 inning, allowed a hit and struck out 2. This will be Pagan's 21st game. 1-0 with a 4.01 ERA, 23 strikeouts, 9 walks, and 24+ innings. It'll be Trout, Upton, and Pujols. Trout 3 for 3, 3 singles and a sacrifice fly, 2 runs scored. That's average up to 323 now.
By the way, Skaggs' ERA over the last 3 starts, 0.45. That's 20 innings pitched, 1 earned run.
So the 2 tonight unearned because of the error by Fontana. Pulled foul. Needs a new bat. 1-2. Seven hits, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. Lays off 2-2. Down in his first season with Oakland. Drafted by, came up with Seattle. 34 games last year with the Mariners. Came over with a minor leaguer in exchange for Ryan Healy this offseason. What a series that Healy had against the Angels. 2-2 to Trout. Full count.
Yeah, they had been pitching Healy a little bit better. Remember, when he first came up with Oakland, he had some good numbers against Angel pitching. Then they made the adjustment, got him to chase breakables out of the strike zone. But he was all over every secondary pitch up in Seattle.
3-2 and a walk. So 3 hits and a walk and a sac fly. Not a bad night. Take a look at the Nissan out-of-town scoreboard.
Perez, big game for Milwaukee as they were all over Philadelphia 13-2. Xander Bogaerts, 3-run home run in the 3rd. The difference so far is Boston leads Seattle 6-4. Ross Stripling has been outstanding, 6 1/3 shutout innings again tonight. His ERA under 1.50 for the Dodgers this season as they lead San Francisco 3-0.
Halos played the Dodgers in back-to-back weekend series in July. 2 weekends preceding the All-Star game.
And Stripling's one of those guys that's not overpowering. He throws a lot of off-speed pitches.
Upton with a walk, a single, fly ball to center, and a ground ball to 3rd. Two balls, no strikes. If you weren't with us earlier today, the Angels placing 4 players on the 10-day DL. Garrett Richards with a hamstring issue. Nick Tropiano, who is scheduled to pitch tomorrow, get the start. Right shoulder inflammation. Jim Johnson, the reliever, with a lumbar issue. Zach Cozart with a shoulder problem. 3-0. Angels currently with 15 players on the disabled list. That includes guys that have had surgery on the 60-day DL. It's a big number.
Yeah. Mike Scioscia and even Ian Kinsler says the same thing. Yeah, there's a baseball game to be played the very next day. Just got to go play it.
Upton hacked 3-0. Skies went out to center. Smolinski.
And that's the only way you can think about it. You know,
Yeah.
you just have to think, okay, who can pick us up tonight? Well, Trout's doing what Trout normally would do. But Jose Perseño, very big game himself. And Tyler Skaggs, excellent effort.
Albert Pujols.
By the way, that was the 57th walk of the season for Trout. Coming in 444 on base percentage. That'll go up a little bit today with 4 times on base for Trout. 3 hits, a walk, also a sac fly.
Albert hitless tonight. Bedrosian's back up and loosening. Looks like he'll come into the game at the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order coming up for Oakland. Bouncer to third. Pinder, nice play on the short hop. Goes to second for 1. Turns into an easy double play. Right at the bottom of the 8th inning. Angels leading at 8-2.
Toyota dealers and by McDonald's. Download and register on the McDonald's app today for great deals.
It's an 8-2 Angels lead here at the bottom of the 8th inning. Cam Bedrosian replaces Tyler Skaggs on the mound. So the Cam's 34th appearance. 3-1 with a 4.34 earned run average. 25 strikeouts, 12 walks, and 29 innings of work. Marcus Semien leading things off. He'll be followed by Chad Pinder, then Jed Lowry. One ball, 1 strike. 9 hits for the Angels, 7 for the Athletics. Even when Skaggs got into a little trouble, they were good the double play ball through 3 double plays tonight. 1 each in the 1st, 4th, and 6th innings. Two-one count. Simeon Sky went out the left. Playable for Upton. Only he's got to go back a little bit. One down.
Just enough in on him to keep that getting out of the ballpark.
Third baseman, 18, Kinsler.
It's amazing how many new faces we saw down basically for the bullpen today for the Angels. After that news of all the disabled-less players put on today.
They're going to have to make a move tomorrow to accommodate John Lamb, who's going to get the start tomorrow. He's here already.
There's a lot of guys down in that bullpen right now.
1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Pender with a walk, single, and a fly ball to right. 1 for 2. Jed Lowry on deck. Pinder on board for the second time via the walk.
On base 3 times total with a base hit, 2 walks.
Now batting second baseman, number 8, Lowry.
I wonder if he'll be hacking once again at the first pitch. Twice he's put the ball in play on the first pitch. Even a second at bat, he almost went after a first pitch thrown his way.
Yep, sure enough. 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of singles. Oh, what? Didn't miss by much. Mike Zunino with a home run late in the game in Seattle. Boston still leads at 6-5.
One thing about Seattle, they've come back in a lot of games, a lot of close games. They lost to one last night, first time in a while, a 1-run loss.
Fastball bounced about 2 feet out in front of home plate. 2-1.
Solid break ball there from Cam after a couple overthrown fastballs.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Chris Davis, the man on deck. the dirt. Briseño. Ball get away from Pinder. Not a very good read. Was walking back toward first. And Lowry had signaled to him to go. Another overthrown pitch by Petrosian.
Yeah, that's a fastball again. That's one of those things you want to be going there. You've got to read that one right away and go. Because especially when the Angels have turned 3 double plays against you already in this game.
Now's your pass, Fernandez. Toward the corner. Pinder's going to come around to score. Lowry will be stopped at second. That means Pinder's got to go back to third. Ball unplayable. I think Bob Melba is asking in relation to where Pinder was at when that ball was lodged and unplayable. Charles Nagy's going to come out and pay a visit. That's the right thing to do. The minute you go after that ball is in play.
You got to throw your hands up right away.
So Cam in a little trouble here with runners at second and third. 1 out. Three-hit game for Jed Lowry. That, by definition, is a ground rule double.
Yes.
Field back. Davis at the plate, 0 for 3. Action in a hurry now in the Angels bullpen. Justin Anderson loosening in a hurry. Now an off the glove of Briseño and a run will score. 8-3. A 1-out walk comes around to score. That looked like a crossover.
Yeah, I mean, I hit the umpire.
That's a catcher looking for a breaking ball, getting the express instead. Tough inning for Cam. He has spiked a couple of fastballs in the dirt in front of the plate. Cross up here. And at third, still 1 out. And a 2-0 count on Chris Davis.
Got away with that breaking ball, high breaking ball. And the thing with Chris Davis too, he's got good power the other way. 5 opposite field home runs this season. If you're trying to go something away, that's tied for the second most in baseball. He will chase breaking balls. He's got good power the other way if you throw a fastball though.
Called strike 3, down goes Davis, paints a fastball, 2 outs.
Paints that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Big strikeout there for Cam.
Olsen 0 for 3. A strikeout, 2 groundouts. 0-1. Oh, 2.
They're calling that fastball a little bit off the plate, though.
Halos in the 9th. And Valbuena, Fernandez, and Young due up. They'll get a new pitcher in that 9th. Pagan with a scoreless 8th. Trevino up. Olsen goes around. That'll do it for the Athletics. They get a run. It's 8-3 Angels as we head to the 9th.
Change for the Oakland A's is the Angels trying to get that run back that Oakland scored in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lou Trevino in the game. This is 22nd game, 3-1 record. Solid ERA, 1.82, 27 strikeouts in 24 2/3 innings pitched for Oakland this season.
Valbuena to lead things off. The Angels in the 9th inning. Pagan 1 inning, 1 walk, nothing else. He's hitless tonight. 0 for 4. Pop-up, strikeout, couple of groundouts. pulled toward first. Kinsler will take it himself. 1 out.
Now batting, number 20, Jose Miguel Fernandez.
There's Fernandez, 1 for 4, had an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Ground ball to second. In on the hands. 2 down.
Continue to see that fastball running in on him. But if you make a mistake at all, it's going to be hit hard.
Now batting, number 24, Chris Young.
Young 0 for 2. Anderson will get the 9th inning. Tight. The pitch hit quite a bit tonight, haven't
Been
they?
hit by a pitch. He walked, but he's almost hit by that pitch on the 3-2 one. Up and in.
Ball at 2 strikes. Oakland in the 9th will have Canham, Piscotty, and Smolinski, 6, 7, and 8. Ground ball right side. Also wanted to feed Trevino. Nice play. Even though he got a little bit of a late start, able to get there and record that 3rd out. The Angels down in order. We hit the bottom of the 9th, trying to snap that 4-game losing streak. Angels with a 5-run lead. Justin Anderson takes over on the mound for Cam Bedrosian, who allowed him the run in the 8th inning. Anderson pitching for his 23rd time this year. 1-1 with a 3.22 ERA, 30 strikeouts and 17 walks. And as we mentioned, he's going to get 6, 7, and 8 for the A's. Justin will have a new 3rd baseman as the youngster David Fletcher replaces really Jose Miguel Fernandez, the first base, because Luis goes over to first. Mark Canha tonight 0 for 3. One ball, no strikes. Good-o.
And the bottom line against Oakland, you don't want to give them any life here whatsoever. Fastball, 97.
Two on. Good breaky ball, evens the count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson trying to close it out for Skaggs, who's looking for his 6th win of the season. 7 innings tonight, 7 hits, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 runs, but both unearned. Two. Full count. Payoff on the way. Canha bounces this one to the left side. Hurry. Oh, throw dugout by Valbuena, 1 out.
Nice pick by Valbuena over at first base. It's not an easy play. Montana got a little bit more on this throw. Low throw, though, and a good scoop there by Valbuena. So, yes. Yeah, look at me. I could scoop that throw. Good play.
Scotty deciding to swing, could not hold up in the hole. He doubled his last time up, a 1 for 3 game for Steven. Hales will have another lefty tomorrow on the mound, with Lamb getting to start, place of Tropiano. One-two count. Off the end of the bat and up the middle, the base hit for Piscotty. Almost too good of a pitch with 2 strikes.
Especially when you work to get to that point where you can expand the strike zone and try to get a quick out that way.
I get a pinch hitter here for Smolinski. Dustin Fowler.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen, for the Athletics. Batting for Smolinski, number 11, Dustin Fowler.
Smolinski, by the way, finished the game going 0 for 3. Fowler, 233 on the season. 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter. Takes off. Piscotty does. He's on the move with the Angels playing. Valbuena behind him. Instead of the double play. It's back to first base and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Again goes Piscotty. This one hit towards second and off the glove of Kinsler. Still might have a play. Does not. Fowler with speed, able to leg it out.
Almost got to that baseball, how quick those hands are for Kinsler. Tough little last hop. 106 miles per hour exit velocity off that bat as he almost made that play on it.
Now batting the catcher, number 19, Josh Pegley.
So Fegley will come to the plate. Multi-hit game for the A's catcher. 2 for 3, single and a double. Count. Fourteen pitches thrown by Justin. Back-to-back singles. Allowed with 1 out here in the ninth. Angels on top, 8-3.
Good breaking ball there from Anderson. Under control with that one.
Here's the 1-1. Lays off, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, the Angels have turned 3 double plays tonight, looking for that 4th one to finish this game up.
Fegley has yet to hit into one this year.
So you're saying he's due.
But it's limited amount of playing time. This is his 5th game. But yeah, he might be due.
Yeah.
3-1. Gotta throw strikes. Top of the order, Marcus Semien on deck. Helped out. Skies went out toward right field. Young over toward the bullpen area will make the catch. 2 down.
It's never easy to make a play as an outfielder towards those bullpen and those home plate area. Different, it's level. You go from the grass into that dirt. Nice play by Chris Young. Trying to find out and feel exactly where he was towards those bullpen and the mounds and home plate area. 2nd out of the inning.
Marcus Semien, the 1 for 4 game, had an RBI double back the 5th. Fowler takes off. This one's fouled off. 0-1. Fowler takes off. Second safely. Defensive indifference. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Now 20 pitches thrown for Anderson. Day game tomorrow.
And the guy you might need over the weekend.
Yes.
1-1. Inside, 2 balls and a strike.
Pitches. This 11 strikes, 10 out of the strike zone here for Justin tonight.
Two outs here tonight, 2 men on. 3-1. Chad Pinder on deck. The walk, loads him up. It's going to force Socia to start getting someone warmed up. They look like they're going to check his hand real quick.
Look like maybe a blister. It's a nail there to be able to trim that off. Adam Nebula. Every once in a while you'll have that, especially when you put a lot of pressure when you're throwing that breaking ball, that middle finger. See that? He's got the nail clippers.
The old Joe Necro Emery board. Now in multicolored fashion.
Yes.
Doesn't look like much, but that's the last thing you want in a 5-run game in the 9th inning. This guy who's been closing games for you, having to get up and warm up.
Yes. Looks like he's going to be able to continue.
Pinder 1 for 2, a single and 2 walks. No place to put them. They're loaded up. The first pitch in for a strike.
We want to make sure that Lowry does not come to the plate this inning. What about third tomorrow afternoon?
Cued up the first base line. It goes foul. Out off the bat, it's going to stay fair. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, 2. Almost got him chasing. In the dirt, it gets away. A wild pitch brings home a run. And the trail runners advance. It is 8-4 Angels.
Overthrown breaking ball. That's one of those tough ones that the catcher wants that spin, especially when it's out in front of the plate like that. You never know exactly where it's going to spin when it hits your body.
Two to Pinder. Swing and a miss, and finally it's over. Light that baby up as the Angels snap their 4-game losing skid. Tonight the final 8-4.
Yeah, that's a good breaking ball, under control breaking ball for Anderson to finish it off. Now it's time for the Land Rover above and beyond player of the game, player of the world. Mike Trout once again 3 for 3, 2 runs, scored an RBI, 4th straight multi-hit game. Also picked up a walk, sack, fly. Mike Trout, outstanding once again. He's been unbelievable in his last 4 games. It's 3 in Seattle and the first game here against the Oakland A's.
Tyler Skaggs tonight was spectacular in his 7 innings. He picks up his 6th win of the season.
That's a career high now for Tyler Skaggs. That's great to see him go out there before him once again in a game where they really needed a great starting pitching performance, and Tyler Skaggs did so.
A couple of runs late made it interesting for the Oakland A's, but the Angels hang on to win it by the final of 8-4. You mentioned Trout, his big game. Jose Briseño also had a big game. 3 hits, 2 singles, and a double. Picked up an RBI.